Hello everyone and welcome back to WesterosCraft Walks. I'm your host Kobe.
And I'm Lucia.
And today we are gonna have a look at House Rosby of Rosby. At the moment we are still in the King's Landing surrounding lands. Over here you can see it on the map. Here we have King's Landing. It is over here that we are. And there's this road that we will follow that connects King's Landing to Duskendale, and it is named the Rosby Road after Rosby, which we will be visiting today. That's Edgerton, where we were a few weeks ago, so that's just in reference if you want to know where it is. So we are in King's Landing, the outer parts over here, and it's this bridge that will get us to the Rosby lands along this little river. So I think that's about it what we had for the location. It is obviously under King's Landing, as in the rulership and the crown lands, and we will go into the history of House Rosby now.
So the history of House Rosby is actually quite rich in that it goes back to hundreds of years before Aegon's conquest, and that starts with King Benedict II Justman, who added Rosby to the lands of the River Kings during his reign.
Then a little bit before the conquest, in the 1st century before conquest, you had King Halleck Hoare, which was the king of the Iron Islands as well as the Riverlands, which were taken over by House Hoare at the time. And King Halleck actually expanded the Riverlands and his domain up until Duskendale and Rosby, so this was like right at the edge of their domain. When Aegon's conquest eventually came, because Rosby was so close to the landing, they actually surrendered peacefully to Rhaenys when she came knocking at the door. Then we also have during the reign of King Jaehaerys I and Queen Alicent Targaryen, they visited Rosby during their royal progress, which they did, and they visited in 51 AC.
Now, during the time of the Dance of the Dragons, Rosby initially supported the Blacks, but when their castle was taken by Sir Criston Cole during the fighting, Queen Rhaenyra Targaryen ordered the execution of Lord Rosby for treason after the falling of King's Landing. During her flight later in the war, Rhaenyra was actually refused admittance to the castle of Rosby by the late Lord's daughter. Wonder why? And after Rhaenyra's death, King Aegon II Targaryen sent his men with Lord Barras Baratheon to force the submission of Rosby, Duskendale and Stokeworth, all in the surrounding King's Landing, Crownsend area. And then Rosby did actually raise the flag, but for Aegon III Targaryen after Aegon II's death.
Yeah, so that was kind of it for the history, and we've actually reached Rosby village here, which is quite nice. They have a big tree, and I do like those little ditches that they have, surrounded, that go through the village.
Mm.
We're having a look at some of the houses. You've also probably seen glimpses of the castle as well while we were walking around in the fields. It's quite it's surrounded by quite a lot of fields as well, of course, because they have to feed the population of King's Landing as well. But yeah, quite a nice village, and they also have a nice inn around the corner here that I thought was quite nice. It's a little small inn. They have the crossroads here as well. I think you might like this in Lucia, because they have the nice flowers outside.
Okay.
Yeah, they also seem to have like a sour leaf plantation over here.
So what with sour leaf, do they dry it and then you kind of chew it?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Because it is an invention of George R.R. Martin. I don't think... Well, there are similarities in the real world, but actual sour leaf isn't a thing in the real world. But yeah, here we are...
What next? You're going to tell me dragons don't exist?
Yeah, here we have the little inn. It is a small inn, which I thought was quite nice, because not all inns were very big. So you have actually a separate area in here where the tavern is.
Oh, that's quite nice, especially compared to the bedrooms. It's I wouldn't say fancy, but they do have stools, and stools like that with the woven on the top, and then some of them you see in castles with the red. They are only reserved for like medium and high class, so it's relatively fancy as well with the parquet flooring.
Yeah, and they also had a bathtub outside. I'm guessing that was a bathtub.
I wasn't sure because of the mud at the bottom.
Yeah, that's why I jumped in. But
Maybe for like washing your pigs. So that's why you jumped in.
Oh.
Ooh, burn.
Yeah, so here as well along the fields, well, I think they're gone now, but they had those little ditches as well to irrigate the fields. You can see them over there, and over there, and over there.
And over there. But that is a thing as well, is that if you, I mean, I'm sure that most of us have seen real fields in our lifetime. When you do gardens, and sometimes you do a vegetable patch, you go do quite small patches of different things, but fields in reality are huge. They will take up like the whole field of vision, so get it? Field?
Yeah.
Thank you. So when you see giant fields, it's realistic. And also it's nice when you've got to fill up space, like just stick a field there.
Yeah, but I think Rosby especially like needs a lot of fields again to feed the population. But we've actually come to the castle, and they even have some berry bushes there.
No.
Yeah. It's quite nice. Still that same King's Landing brick, red brick.
One thing that would be quite interesting actually is if someone was trying to like siege the castle, and then if they're like waiting outside, they can just eat the berries.
Oh,
and they run out of food.
Oh, no. Well, they got all the fields as well.
Yeah, I guess. What are they going to do? Just eat wheat?
Yeah, they can build a bakery.
You think they're going to be sieging them that long?
Yeah, the sieges could last for like years. Like maybe not
I know, but
years,
wouldn't they just
but
go to the
maybe a
town
year.
and be like, I'm going to take this bakery, thank you.
Yeah,
I'm taking this oven, rather than just building their own one.
but maybe they want one closer to the castle. I don't know. So yeah, we're in the guard tower, the gatehouse, a little high as well on the creninations. But we are gonna have a look inside the actual castle here.
I like the well. I like as well they've got like the tub outside the well.
Oh, to fill the water in. I think this was kind of a guest house, wasn't it? Like it looked like it.
Well, it had the big meeting hall.
Mm-hmm.
And
Nice
I like
rafters.
I know, I like the nice
Yeah.
high ceiling. But yeah, there's also I think this would be for storage, and then over on the other side, in like the back almost, that's where they have not for crows, it's for doves actually.
Yeah, we
have
have a look in that in a moment.
I'm trying to think of the
No, don't spoil it, did you? Don't spoil it.
no dove spoilers.
Yeah, so that there was a little little carriage for the it had a name. What's the name of that thing that the people sit in and then they get carried around? I don't remember the name. But yeah, here we have the stables, and as Lucia mentioned, in a moment we'll have a look at something quite unique that you don't really see.
A litter?
Oh yeah, a litter. That's what that
A
little thing.
palanquin.
Yeah,
A covered one.
that's what the Lord sit in, and they carry him around in it. But these are the kennels, and now you can talk about the tips, Lucia.
So initially I thought that this would be for like the rookery, but I was a bit confused, like why is it not in the rookery? And then I was actually speaking to one of the project leads for this, Veggie, who does our wonderful cinematics on the channel. And he was saying it's a dove house.
Yeah, and then later on, so those were like separate. I guess they would have like maybe one or two doves in there. But then later on, I also found like a house where it'd be like full of doves. I'd imagine
A dove cote.
dovecote. Yeah.
So sometimes you see them in there, almost like a spherical thing with a
Here,
like this.
like
For some of them,
this.
they build them as like spherical objects.
You can see the droppings as well on the ground there. And here is for other droppings for the humans.
I love how whenever they have them, because bathrooms are still luxury is not the quite right word for it, but They didn't tend to do individual toilets unless it was for the Lord.
Yeah.
But I love it's like having best friends. They can just poop and hold hands.
Yeah, and I like this as well. How you see the drainage, and it kind of collects with the Lord's privy over there, which would just drop down like that.
Speaking of poo collecting, there's a very interesting video I watched on a certain YouTube channel.
We've already shouted that video, yeah.
But man, that is going to go down as one of the not so great jobs in history.
Yeah, it wasn't very nice. But over there, you might have gotten a glimpse of it. They have a very nice garden.
Oh, this is so nice here. They have, maybe it's for visiting lords.
For pleasure.
Or maybe it's kind of like a sister-wife situation with, in King's Landing with Baelor, how he didn't want to.
Oh, like as in like, they put someone.
Yeah,
in
he had his sisters in a separate.
Yeah,
a separate holdfast.
I think the Lord just likes a garden. I think it's always nice.
No, but this here is like an individual house.
Oh, the little house. Oh, or like a little.
See, I was hanging out with Kobe too much. I just say little all the time. Little house. But this one is one as well, but it's not as fancy. But that one's you didn't go into it, but it's really nice. Furnishings and books, which means they can read.
Yeah, and they had a nice little glass house, which kind of reminds me of like a smaller version of the ones they have in Winterfell. But yeah, it's getting night, so we are gonna go inside the main castle over here.
And I got confused with all the doors. I'm like, but one of them goes down, one of them goes straight to the staircase, then this one comes to here, where I guess this would be is it the Lord of Commerce?
Yeah, maybe like
and he would be writing down like, like Kobe's so nice, he brought me all these olives, I'm gonna write that down. Or maybe when they buy things from the local people.
You like to keep inventory, which I thought was quite a nice like addition, because also for I think you see it with quite a lot of Norman style castles. I don't think this is quite a Norman style, but at the bottom floor they would usually of a keep, they would usually have like storage and stuff, and then the fancy quarters would be on the upper floors.
Yeah, people would, if they couldn't pay their taxes with money, they would pay it with goods or services. Like they would crush grapes to make wine for the Lord, or bring food and such.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a little nap here, and it's morning.
But I do like what they've done with the windows here, where it's almost like internal shutters, and they've done that with the half doors, and they've got it here with actual shutters. But then in the fancy room, they've used the half door blocks.
Yeah, so it looked quite big on the outside, I thought, but in the inside, the keep is quite cozy actually.
Yeah, I think what it is that they've gone for larger, more luxurious rooms.
Yeah.
And there's quite a lot of bathrooms as well. But the bathrooms, rather than having like a pot that they would
do their business in.
Yes, it has the hole in the wall, and that would go down into the pit, which is easier, I suppose. But then again, you have that smell aspect. But you'll have the smell aspect either way. It's the nature of the
thing.
Stuff.
Yeah, but here we come to the rooftop garden, which is a very nice addition. I thought this is very, very nice. Got garlic, they got flowers, they got all kinds of stuff. Soil might be night soil as well. But yeah, like lavender, or it might just be flowers in the little box.
Yeah, and the pots as well, which is quite nice, which I guess would be used for putting into the Lord's bedroom, and you see them a lot, flowers. And also, not just flowers, but also herbs you see a lot in bathrooms to mask scents. That's why garlic would be quite a good one to use, not just for flavouring food, but in bathrooms.
Yeah, do you like the smell of garlic though?
I mean, I think I'd rather smell garlic than
I guess
last night's dinner.
But I thought maybe lavender would be nicer. But then you might fall asleep on the toilet.
Fall asleep.
Oh, no. Yeah, so here we are actually at the very top, just looking in every little tower. You can see we haven't talked about the sigil. That reminds me. The sigil of House Rosby on screen right now. It has some chevrons on it, but it's better if you see it on screen right now. But yeah, they have the Rosby colors on one flag and then the King's Landing colors on the other tower as well, as you might have noticed. Oh yeah, I also want to thank Otti for the nice new thumbnails. If you haven't seen the new thumbnails, this one the one for Rosby might not be ready yet, but if you have a look on our channel, the previous few episodes and some episodes going further back, she has made some nice new thumbnails on it, so you might want to check those thumbnails out.
But I kind of love how even the little room that's here is dedicated to the gardening. Like, you can tell they take it very seriously.
Yeah, it's a nice castle, I think. Yeah. But yeah, I went to the top and I was like, oh no, I missed the rookery. So then I went back down. I believe this. Well, this isn't. But I think at the end of
you have to be like a crow, jump out.
Here is the rookery, which is quite nice as well. Like multiple levels. But yeah, that was kind of it for this video. Do you have anything else to add, Lucia?
I mean, personally for me, the aesthetics of this build I really love, especially with the red King's Landing brick and the brown. They work really well together. Speaking of King's Landing brick, I think we'll be heading that way next episode, because we have to get on a big boat somewhere.
Yeah.
I wonder where we're going, guys, because there won't be a poll in this week's episode.
Yeah, you got no choice.
That's right.
Yeah, so that was it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and on screen right now you can find the playlist of the WesterosCraft Walks episode, as well as a link to my personal channel, and I'll put the cinematics on screen as well. Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.